What's up, Raidernation? This is Gray Skull Entertainment. I'm Joe. We're back at it once again with Raider news, Raider drama, the same old stuff, the same old story, the same old Raiders. We went 6-11 this year, and the topic of discussion obviously is Derek Carr. Derek Carr, Derek Carr. Every time you mention anything, it's always about Derek Carr. And I can't really get into details or logistics over Twitter like y'all want to. You don't want to argue. You want to go on to debate this long ass debate that you can't really, you can't really get into details into Twitter because people don't really know what you mean. So I'm trying to discuss a little bit about Derek Carr today. I've done it before 2 years ago. I did it a year ago. But my thoughts of Derek Carr still haven't changed. This move makes more sense, and I'll tell you why. But in the meantime, please like and subscribe to this content. I know I'm not on the Mount Rushmore of content creators for the Raiders Nation, and I know you only listen to them and not the facts, but I'm going to try to hit y'all with more facts on a weekly basis. But right now, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, share with family who likes and supports Raider Nation no matter what, like I do. I've been in this game for a long time. This is not my first channel. This is like, I think my third channel. So, yeah. Please like and subscribe, and let's go. Let's talk about Derek Carr. So, yeah, I've been on the record about Derek Carr before in my previous videos, before John Gruden took over and when Gruden had him. I've been on the record of saying that he was pretty much a mid quarterback, and I got a lot of backlash from a lot of fans of Derek Carr. Now I'm learning that a lot of Raiders fans. We have a lot of Raiders fans that are not truly Raiders fans. They follow Derek from Fresno, which there's nothing wrong with that because I was a Tim Duncan fan and I follow Tim Duncan from Wake Forest. There's nothing really wrong with that. I get your displeasure, but the overall organization standpoint you got to look at is that this is an organization. This is not a fandom. See, with Tim Duncan, they were building something. We're not building anything with Derek Carr. We don't have an offensive line. We don't have a defense. And this is what it boils down to. And I don't think these Derek Carr fans in general don't understand. They don't understand the fact that we need to build a team. And it's obvious that we need a defense. Y'all agree with that, don't you? Yeah, we agree with that. But why can't we build a defense with Derek Carr? Well, here's the point. Derek Carr is making $30 or $40 million a year. Now, that's fully guaranteed if he gets injured. So that's why they didn't want him back. That's why they benched him. That's why they benched him. They benched him because he gets hurt. We owe him $30, $40 million. And we need that $30, $40 million to basically create a defense, create an offensive line. That's what we need to do. And they're like, oh, they did him dirty. They should at least let him play 2 games. But if he gets hurt, he's not only screwing the organization, he's screwing himself. Because if we let him play those 2 games, he gets hurt, he can't play for another team. And then you're going to go, well, why did McDaniels play him for those 2 games that they knew they were going to get rid of him? See, it goes both ways. It's a double-edged sword, and you guys don't really think about these things. You just get emotional. But you got to look at it as a standpoint. If you're a business owner and you're trying to create an overall business, you don't do it with one person. You do it with the team. And that's simple put right here. And now why can't we build this defense and offensive line? Because we had to have Devontae Adams. We had to have Hunter Renfrow. We had to have Darren Waller. Now guys like Josh Jacobs are not going to be re-signed because we had to have a superstar offensive team once again, and we don't build any type of defense. Now we're going in a different direction. I hope. If we don't, I have another video for that topic, but if we don't, it's a train wreck. And right now, I think I know the direction they're going. I'm just not 100% sure. I'm not in the organization. I don't know what they're thinking. But from sitting on the outside and thinking logically, they're going to use that money clearly to build a defense, an offensive line, and build this team for the future. Now, if they don't, like I said, I have another video for that topic. I recorded other videos beforehand. I kind of want to release this one First, because a lot of people don't understand this move, they don't get it. And it's a double edged sword. But, it's not all about my take. I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback, no doubt about it. But he does need certain things. He needs a good offensive line, he needs good wide receivers, he needs a good defense, like a lot of quarterbacks do. But it's not all about the quarterback, it's about the team. And clearly, we need a defense. Clearly, we need a good defensive coordinator. Clearly, we need a good offensive line. So, how am I going to do that by paying a guy $30, $40 million? There's no conspiracy. There's no question mark when it comes to teams that do win the Super Bowl. A lot of these guys that win the Super Bowl, the guys are either taking a pay cut or they're on their rookie contract and they stack up their defense and they stack up their offensive line. I mean, when has there, besides some exceptions, been a quarterback making a lot of money and the team wins the Super Bowl? Never. It never happens. I mean, besides some exceptions, some years, I forgot what content creator it was. I don't want to misquote and say who it was, but he went over every team that's won the Super Bowl and he went through the stacks, and there's really no coincidence behind it. You kind of got to get the right guy for the right system. That's number one. I don't think Derek Carr is right for the system, despite what his brother said at the beginning of the year. And despite what some may think, it's a different system. And it's causing Derek Carr to think a lot. The same thing happened when Gruden first got to the team. Gruden first got to the team. Derek Carr was spending a lot of time thinking and a lot less time throwing the ball. And I was going to go over that discussion and how Gruden should be fired. And the next day, I shit you not, as soon as I was about to drop my video, he was fired over the emails. So that was pretty random that happened. Maybe I should make a video why Josh McDaniels should be fired, but I'm not at that point yet. But I'll go over that in the video as well. But I just want to talk about this Derek Carr situation. And please give your input and leave your comments below and make them make sense. Don't go on a rant, because that's all I've been getting from Twitter is rants. It doesn't make any sense. Is there a logical way that Derek Carr could coexist with this team, being at the age he's at, getting a defense, getting an offensive line, and then keeping those players he had to have, like Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow and obviously Devontae Adams? It's really hard to manage. I mean, some teams manage it for 1 year and now they're imploding. Look at Sean McVay. He wants to retire because he imploded that whole team. Look at Sean Payton. Sean Payton blew up the New Orleans Saints. He retired for 1 year and then now wants to come back, but won't come to the Saints because he imploded that team as well. I don't really want those guys as my coaches because they just implode teams and then they run away. And then they leave for about a year. They do some announcing and then come back and say, well, you know what? I want to coach again. But I don't want to coach for the team I imploded because, and they act like they had no part of imploding that team. That's bullshit. I mean, if you guys are excited to have Sean McVay or Sean Payton on your team, you got to think twice because they're going to do the same thing to your team, especially Denver. Denver's already imploded because of Russell Wilson. You put Sean McVay or Sean Payton on your team, you're going to have to trade some draft picks and some more capital, and you really don't have that much left over. So you really got to think in the long run. But I'd rather the Broncos blow up their team anyways. They're in the division. I really don't care, so that's fine with me. But anyways, like I was saying about Derek Carr, please let me know what you think in the comments below. Make it make sense. And I'll get back to you. More than likely, I'll get back to you unless it's some random rant about him, because there's a lot of people that do that. I need it to make sense. So therefore, make it make sense how this team could have worked. And even if it was without Josh McDaniels, even if Bisaccia was on the team, it still would run into a lot of problems because Zay Jones and everybody else would have left for that money. I don't blame them. Look at what Jaguars gave to Zay Jones. I would have money grabbed myself. So we weren't going to pay him that much. If we did, the fans would have been like, oh, God, what is he doing? It's only Zay Jones. I mean, come on, make it make sense. So anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think about the moves thus far. And what direction do you think this team is actually going? I think they're building for the future with trying to be competitive now, which that's a double-edged sword as well, but I'll go over that in my other videos. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. I'm out.